Hey guys and gals, Never here from Queen Game, and Sylving on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Sylving Reforged. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. There we go. Okay. By the time we're back to the house, the sun is setting, giving the town an orange glow. The streets are a lot quieter, as I guess most people are heading home for the night. The kitchen is as we left it, shutters closed with Mikkel just dead at the table. I whispered to Agnarr to avoid disturbing the sleeping fox. Should we wake him? He must have official duties to attend to at home, so for his sake we'd better. The wolf walks behind the fox and gently massages his back. He coos in a soothing voice, trying to wake him gracefully. Ugh. Lord Mikkel, you have to wake up now. It's late. I'm up. I wasn't sleeping. He leans forward and rests his arms on the table, nearly passing back out. He stares bleary-eyed at Agnarr and me. Ah, you've got your new clothes. How nice. Yeah, Agnarr picked them out for me. I know you paid for them, so thank you. Agnarr opens the shutters, letting the sunset light up the room. With great effort, the fox pulls himself fully up to his feet. He teeters over to the stove, looking like the walking dead and looking around in confusion. Tea, sweet, no. You probably left the sweet leaves in your study again. I will get them for you. The fox grumbles, digging through various pockets until, with an aha, he withdraws a small keyring. He entrusts it to the wolf, who quickly bounds up the stairs. He grabs his glasses sitting on the table, taking his time to adjust them till they sit firmly on his long nose. I step up to the weary vulpine to lend a hand. He pulls a number of odd trinkets from his bag and cupboards. There's a kettle and a stand for it, a small clay bowl with a hole in the side, and a metal baton with a wooden handle. He then lethargically sets an empty kettle atop it, though without any water. Is he going to make tea like this, without heat or water? The two things kind of required to make tea? Should I say something? This fox looks so out of it, I'm worried he'd burn the house down doing whatever it is he's trying to. My train of thought is cut short as he withdraws a pair of crystals from his satchel, red and blue, which radiate a soft glow. They have a scintillating beauty that leaves me transfixed. I watch as he casually holds the blue crystal above the open pot, tapping it with a metal wand. In a moment, the glow dims and water flows out of the stone, as though it were a squeezed sponge. It takes a second, but I finally realize what I'm seeing, and I have to rub my eyes for a double take. There's actually water flowing out of that crystal, and much more that it could possibly hold, even if it were made of pure ice. My fascination peaked. I prod Mikkel's arm, not taking my eyes off the crystal for a second. Huh? What is that? Water. The store's water. Tea. With the kettle filled, Mikkel pulls the baton away and the flow of water ceases. What lingering moisture remains on the rock seeps back in like a sponge until it is bone dry, but it doesn't look the least bit porous. The crystal still glows a beautiful blue, but it's dimmer now. He lifts the sloshing kettle, dropping the red stone in the clay dish, then covers it back up like it were a lid. He eases the rod into the hole, and a moment later I can see orange light flickering out through the seams of the pot, warmth radiating from it. Mikkel steps back, waiting for his watched pot to start boiling. I move closer and inspect it with great interest. So, the red one makes fire? Yes, fire. Oh, bless me. Oh, excuse me. And this is normal. Tea? No, this is not common. Now, we got this one imported. Not the tea, the crystals. Ah, the crystals. Yes, the crystals. Are they magic? Yes. Crystals, magical, yes. It stores elements inside them. And you're using them to make tea? He fetches a tin and a silver teaspoon from his pack, scooping out a few clumps of what looks and smells like black tea. I study the arrangement he's got going here. I can't believe it's real. Wouldn't it be easier to put the crystal directly in the water? Probably, but I'm trying a few different approaches. See if I get different results. I want a better understanding of how these crystals work. I just keep staring. In less than a minute, steam is erupting from the kettle spout. Mikkel pulls the baton back out, just as the teapot's threatening to whistle. He sets the rod down before moving the kettle aside. I lean over to see the red stone inside the clay, having a dull red color and no heat emitting from it. Must have run out of battery, like the blue one did with the water. I thought you said you didn't have any other witch relics. What about these? What do you mean? The glowing rock. Why can't we just open the gate with them? No, these aren't relics. They're elemental crystals, naturally occurring. While I try to wrap my mind around what I just heard, I watch as Mikkel pours himself a cup of tea, stirring to brew it. 1 second, He takes a small sip and his expression sours. He clearly doesn't take his tea black. Our conversation is interrupted by the heavy footsteps of the wolf descending the stairs. He presents the fox with a glass jar, packed full of whole dried leaves. You should take a day to organize the study, Lord Mikkel. I had trouble finding the jar with the sweet leaves. Yeah. The fox disregards him completely, focused entirely on finishing his brew. He retrieves several dried leaves from the jar, far more than is likely necessary, and crumbles them over the teacup. Once satisfied with his completed concoction, he indulges with a satisfied hum. Is he always like this when he wakes up? Before he gets his tea? Yes. Shh. The fox demands silence for his reverie, and Agnarr and I just wait awkwardly for him to finish. He's taking long, deep, greedy sips, and then he goes for seconds. I cannot believe he used actual magic rocks to make tea of all things. Why is he so hung up on witches if he's got stuff like this lying around? Now that hits the spot. After downing his third round, he sets down his cup and shakes his head to banish any lingering fatigue. With a wide yawn and a stretch, he finally regards us. So, what did you two get up to while I was resting my eyes? We have just returned from visiting the 2 locations, the inn and the smithy. We assessed how well the charge adapts to the new environment, and his ability to familiarize himself with strangers. The civilians have witnessed the charge acting as a natural fashion, and I believe apprehension of his presence is already fastly waning. Excellent news. Getting out, satisfying public intrigue. A very good plan, Sir Agnarr. Mikkel is slowly swaying, keeping himself up straight by leaning onto the chair. So, we're just gonna ignore the magic rocks that can make literal fire and water? Now a bit more awake, the fox finally seems to catch on to the reason for my interest. Ah yes, magic crystals. They really are wonderful. They can do so many different things, but we only know of 5 or 6 types that are of any practical use. 1 second, He fishes back out the red crystal and brandishes it to me. Do these interest you? They're literal magic, of course they do! Wonderful. I will bring some by tomorrow, and we'll add them to your curriculum. Curriculum? As in having to study? Yes. We have many things to teach you about our world and our ways. Did Agnarr not inform you? Oh, right. He might have mentioned that before we left the house. I'll provide you with a robust education about our history and ways, manners, myths, politics, lineages, creeds, geography, agriculture, ceremony. Yes, but what about the magic? Well, it's my first time seeing it. Of course. I'll teach you all we know about the magic crystals. During our lectures, you will be able to ask me any and all questions that occur to you. The fox smiles, eyes closed with a subtle grin. Initially, I thought he was just satisfied with his spiel, but he's swaying again. I'm worried he's fallen asleep while standing. I don't think a few cups of tea is enough to counter the 2 days of non-stop work. I don't think sleeping for just a few hours is enough. Are you sure you're alright? I'm astounding, and thank you again for asking. Just give me some time, and I'll be right as rain. And now tell me, how was your first day out in civilization? Well, started with the clothes. Agnarr took my measurements and went out to get that sorted for me. I was worried I was going to rip through them at first, but I still can't control my claws. But Agnarr clipped them for me, so I... He what? He got me new clothes? No. After. What did he do after you received your new clothes? That he trimmed my claws? He looks mortified and rounds on the wolf. How could you do that? What in Eldor's name did they have to be trimmed? They were immaculate! And more importantly, why didn't you wake me so I could document it? Huh? What a terrific moment to miss out on. I can't believe the luck! He furiously mixes up another cup of tea, gulping it down in one go. Did anything unusual happen? Did his powers flare up again? Is he hurt? Did he tear the house down? Lord Mikkel, calm yourself. You've missed nothing. It was just a claw trimming. But we can't be sure of that. What if the ether twisted round him too suddenly for you to notice? Oh, or there was a reaction that required specific instruments to detect. Oh, this is going to vex me all day, all week! He's pacing around the room, looping around the kitchen table and the wolf in a figure 8. He scratches his head so much that his fur flies off. He then holds out his hand expectantly to the wolf. Clippings! Now! It might be too late, but I need to study them while they're still fresh. I could have lived a long, happy life not hearing that. I did not collect them. They are normal claw clippings, nothing unusual about them. Mikkel looks away from the big wolf. The gasp of indignation that escapes him is beyond theatrical. They are Sylving claw clippings, transmogrified into a new form. There's nothing ordinary about them. I don't care what you've done with them. I must have them immediately. They're on the floor by the vanity. I neglected to discard them. And just like that, the fox is dashing up and out of the kitchen. We can hear him scuttling about above us. He can't be serious. I'm afraid that when it comes to his lordship's curiosities, he's always serious. But the clippings? That's just gross. Perhaps, but the word gross doesn't cross his mind when it means he can learn more about your kind. You may also have noticed that when he's tired, his behavior becomes a bit erratic. I can see that. Just let him be. He'll tire himself out soon enough. The fox scuttles back down the stairs, holding aloft a small bottle filled with the clippings. I'm glad you didn't get rid of them, Sir Agnarr. This will make for an excellent addition to my Sylving collection. Now, if you need me, I'll be in my study for the rest of the night. I've got plenty of experiments on documentation to do. No, Lord Mikkel, you have to go home. You have your official duties to perform, and you need a proper night's rest in your bed. Pah! What? I'm perfectly all right. I've gone days without rest with no adverse effects before. We both know that isn't true. Last time you did that, you spent an entire afternoon studying a thin metal pot from the Sylving realm, which turned out to be a waste of time. No, it wasn't. The metal was unnaturally thin and pliable. You would have been amazed, too, if you had an ounce of scientific curiosity. This will only take a few minutes of testing, no more. The fox sniffs in indignation, again swaying where he stands. The tea is having less and less of an effect by the second. No, your family would never forgive me if I let you do this to yourself again. Aaron, I need to escort Lord Mikkel back home, but I should be back shortly. Will you be alright on your own? Sure, easy enough. I've got some reading to do anyway. How about the Schauenhof place I keep hearing about? I retrieved the book from the table where Mikkel was sleeping and waved it. Good. Then we'll leave right away. No, here, let me help you, Aaron. I simply need an honor with you. My lord, listen. You need to go home so you can get some proper sleep. Oh, pish-posh, I'm fully awake now. I don't need to be so dramatic. Alright, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!